97 says bro people. Kelia Wasim says yo. Emelina Pogi is waving. Blaze Korsk says hello. Kelia Wasim says let's do the Wi-Fi's death. Wakinis 3293. Blaze Korsk says come. Lancer097 says lol come here. That dude 3044 left the game. CS7 says tell lol take his elytra from me. Shadow ECL1 PSE1 says yo daily. Daily Skibidi says chunk still loading. You may encounter some mild performance issues. Etherfrost 4700 says are we serious? Daily Skibidi says do not remind. Crimsonred 5546 says im laggy ASF. Blaze Korsk says yo im finding a soldier. Shiankia says lemme join. Etherfrost 4700 says what type of build is this? Wembu 3282 joined the game. Lancer097 says daily help. Blaze Korsk says if you guys are interested come to spawn. Shadow ECL1 PSD1 says what's in your inventory daily. Main Squid 5981 was slain by Daily Skibidi using CLOWNSSPECIAL. Blaze Korsk says if you guys are interested come to spawn. Etherfrost 4700 says this spawn LWK looks bad. Lancer097 says daily help. Surispi 3059 was slain by EGGCHANXD2784 using CLOWNSSPECIAL. Shiankia says which spawn? Tuna Matt was slain by EGGCHANXD2784 using CLOWNSSPECIAL. Tekis Gamer 7219 says bro it's so laggy. Erencine 8992 was slain by Logshadow 3088 using CLOWNSSPECIAL. Shiankia says which spawn? Wembu 3282 says Blaze. Crimsonred 5546 says anybody wanna join Crimson Flame Chaos? It8169 left the game. Surispi 3059 says me. Groggy Lion 6789 says nay. Main Squid 5981 says what an ass server holy admin abuse. Surispi 3059 says me. Groggy Lion 6789 says me. Shiankia says me. Erencine 8992 says can I join? Surispi 3059 says me. Surispi 3059 says me. Tuna Matt left the game. Surispi 3059 says me. Groggy Lion 6789 says me. CC3 Dr. 1C says me hang. Groggy Lion 6789 says me. CC3 Dr. 1C says me gang. Shiankia says me. 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 Lord Purples says are you guys evil? Crimsonred 5546 says chaos is now what we do. Wembu 3282 says where are you GUYSS? Groggy Lion 6789 says NE. Blaze Korsk says come to spawn then. Daily Skibidi says you're not gonna be a part of me and Aiken's team. Groggy Lion 6789 says ME. Blaze Korsk says we are not evil. CS7 says lol where are you? Log Shadow 3088 says XP. Lancer097 says sword. Conquer 8606 says admin don't break the spawn please coding it. Log Shadow 3088 says XP. Groggy Lion 6789 says mem. CS7 says your elytra is hairy. Crimson Red 5000. Daily Skibidi says hey bro. Daily Skibidi says do I do damage? Rash Impala 4627 says owner someone use hack. Log Shadow 3088 says XP. Log Shadow 3088 says XP. Log Shadow 3088. Whacking East 3293 says Aura. Blaze Korst says there goes the loot. Log Shadow 3088. Surispi 3059 was slain by Xiankia using CLOWNSSPECIAL. Wembu 3282 says I don't have Ekist here. Erencine 8992 says can I have some PICKKKKKK. Playan 145 was slain by Logshadow 3088 using CLOWNSSPECIAL. Rash Impala 4627 says CA. I join any team. Lord Purples says come with me friend. XDCL0WNN burnt to death. Warmcash 9624 joined the game. XDCL0WNN left the game. Daily Skibidi says no OMFG. Third Pilot 79461 joined the game. Wembu 3282 says I love you egg. Daily Skibidi says back to the ocean again this fucking pearl. EGGCHANXD2784 says moi. 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 Lancer097 says sword bro. Lancer097 says sword bro. Lancer097 says sword bro. Daily Skibidi says I fucking hate the placement bro. Chemikizi joined the game. Daily Skibidi says OFC it's next to RHE Ocean. Log Shadow 3088 says I don't have. Daily Skibidi left the game. Log Shadow 3088 says I don't have. Lancer097 says brew. Warmcash 9624 was slain by drowned. Surispi 3000. Emelina Pogi is waving. Lancer